Hi, Dr. Rudy Kachmann. We're going to have my show today again on preventing and reversing type 2 diabetes. I like to prevent it, but some people have it. And it's a judgment-free zone, and that provides this information to you for free. I even wrote a book on it, Prevention is the Cure, on diabetes. And I have on here some of the reasons that some of the people have it, because we never taught them. The school lunch program is a straight path to sugar addiction. I had a 1-hour show on it recently. It'll be on YouTube. Failure of public health. They're not telling you how to prevent it. Sugar industry pays a lot of money to the congressman, so they pass laws that favor big food. House and Senate lobbyists. Poor nutrition teaching in the school system, processed food, big food mix, cow's milk, which is actually unhealthy. A hospital system doesn't teach prevention. They just want to treat the disease. I've devoted a great deal of my life. My main mission is preventing, stopping, reversing diabetes, and I'll show you how. There are many other YouTube shows on there, and there is a book you can read. And also, I like to point out and hold up another book here called Fork in the Road, A Hopeful Guide to Food Freedom. Here you go, here. This comes from England. It's an excellent book, and I encourage you to look at their YouTube shows. David Unwin, U-N-W-I-N, and his wife Jen, J-E-N, both were diabetic. They were overweight. Not everyone's diabetic is overweight, and I'll teach you that. And a patient walked in, and Dr. Unwin did not recognize her because hers was related to obesity. Diabetes is related maybe 80% to obesity. 30% of the trophies thin on the outside but fat in the liver and pancreas, the trophies, they're diabetic too. And so you need to be, the blood work is the bottom line, not just how you look, okay? And when Dr. Unwin, the lady, came in, he didn't recognize her because she had one where diabetes was due to being overweight, had learned online and from about 10,000 other girls. Dr. Unwin, you don't know what you're talking about. I know how to get rid of diabetes, and all that's summarized in the book, and there's psychology and thinking of it. And what I like about the Fork in the Road book too, at the end, there are about 4 pages worth of website connection you can do, like dietdoctor.com, diabetes.co.uk, names of books to read, recovery resources. There's a tremendous amount of information available back there, and I'll put it on one of my websites too. And just go to say Amazon or YouTube, David Unwin or Jen Unwin, and all the YouTube shows come up, and they're very good to watch. I watched a lot of them, and they're very good. That couple is world famous now. They both had diabetes. They both got rid of it because they were not closed-minded. They were open-minded when that patient told them that. And they're saving the English healthcare system a great deal of money because they're getting rid of diabetes. They're preventing diabetes. That's what I'm teaching today. I'm doing it because I love you. So let's go back a little bit. You have type 1 diabetes when your pancreas goes dead. That's the one who makes the insulin. That can be autoimmune reaction. Sometimes it's by drinking milk. Yeah. Sometimes just by drinking milk can do that. An autoimmune reaction to the proteins, and your pancreas dies. You become a type 1 diabetic. For that, you need insulin. But if you eat right, from what I teach you today here, you'll need a lot less insulin. The more insulin that you have, the more complications that you have. So type 1 diabetics who may have a pump or other things and that eat well, they may live a little bit longer, age 60 or so. But if you want to live to be 100, eat the right food, and then you only need 10, 20 units of insulin, and you'll be like everybody else. That's the point. So even your type 1, listen to this lecture. Type 2, like I said, 80% of people overweight will have diabetes, 30% of the ones who are thin, or trophies, thin on the outside, but fat in the liver and pancreas. When there's fat in your pancreas, your pancreas can't make insulin, may few or may not make any at all. And that may have been present for many years, even decades. And Dr. Unwin found out that if you eat the right food and you're getting the weight out of the pancreas and the liver, you may even be a trophy, and the pancreas will wake up 20 or 30 years later and work normal again. He's the one that came up with that. He even found out that diabetics have a high rate of heart disease and kidney disease. They always were teaching that kidney disease cannot be reversed. Your glomerular filtration rate, GFR, is 100 when you're in high school, and slowly goes down. I'm 88, mine is 80. But slowly it decreases. I never thought it could be turned around. It could maybe be stopped, but not partially reversed. Dr. Unwin proved that the GFR may be 40, and you can turn it into 60 by learning to eat the right food. And the right food is good fats. Good fats, that's 50 or 70% of what you should be eating. You got to learn what good fats are. We'll teach you that. 20% protein. If you eat too much protein, if you're a pure meat eater, your body regulates that very tightly, and most breakdown of muscle from daily activities or athletics, the amino acids, the breakdown products will recycle 80% of them. Then you need some essential proteins. That's only 20%, which you can get from your food. Some of the plants, some are maybe only plants. But if you eat too much protein, then the body converts it to sugar. Hardly anybody knows that. That's known for people who read or are knowledgeable, or my 2,000 books in my basement. Yeah, so that's the food pyramids. And Dr. Unwin, the one from England, I encourage you to look at his website, try to make it easier for us. So when you're eating certain foods, when he looked at the glycemic index and the glycemic load, the amount of sugar you ate, like rice would be around 90, the index, but it's the amount that counts. If you see a little bit, and he converted that to teaspoons full of sugar. And it's right here. You can get those infographics, those pictures, by David Unwin Infographics. Say it to Google, and they show up. Isn't the internet a beautiful thing? And let me give you some examples. Milk actually has 1 teaspoonful, so it's not that bad. Pure apple juice would be 8.6 teaspoonful. So you can tell how sugary is the thing that I'm eating. Interesting. I think it's worth knowing that. White rice, 9.6 teaspoonful. Yeah. Yeah. So a banana is 5.7 teaspoonful. Everybody thought it's so healthy. Well, it's a lot of sugar in a banana. And sweet corn is 4. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Remember, diabetes type 2, which is 90% that people have, has many diseases attached to it. Lack of vision, Alzheimer's disease, biggest cause of memory loss, and that's not being taught. We all think it's genetics, Alzheimer's disease. No, it's what you're eating. The diabetics have the highest rate of ALZ, memory loss. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people say, oh, you have ALZ. Well, most of the time it's a diabetic. Get rid of your diabetes, okay? And Dr. Unwin in England also worked with a Roy Taylor, a very nice book, Live Without Diabetes, Life Without Diabetes. They had available to them in England, in France they do it too, from the day you're born to the day you die, they keep the statistics on your life. Yes, in France, you can even have it on a credit card, and all your health information is on one card. They call it Card Vitale. We need that. That every hospital, no matter where you go, what state you go to, we would have all our health information from birth to death on one card. You would coordinate easy transferable health information. Every doctor visits, every pill that you're on is on that card. Wouldn't that be beautiful? They have it. Why don't we do it? I suspect industry stopped us from doing it because we'd be eliminating a lot of illnesses and they would make less money. Mm-hmm. I'm totally convinced of it because I went to many hospital systems to try to change it, but they're like that. They're sorry to see me. Let me so encourage you to, and Dr. Roy Taylor's book is an excellent book on reversing diabetes. It's a lot easier. At the end, he tells you what to do. The science and proof of it is well described in there, easily to understand. So I encourage you to read it. How to get rid of it in the end, what I tell people is a lot easier, I think. So it may not be easier for you, okay? What I teach in my book is intermittent fasting. I eat 2 meals a day. And your body secretes about 5 hormones. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. That's incorrect information. They told you that so you would buy a bunch of food. Yeah. And if you go going back thousands of years, you'll see that people didn't eat breakfast. They maybe ate once a day, if they ate at all. The body is hormonally adjusted to that. So as the light arises, growth hormones, steroid hormones, gut hormones, stomach hormones get secreted. We keep your blood sugar like that. If it's like that, you don't get hungry. And I don't eat in the morning. I pick a ball, or maybe I take a walk or whatever. And then I eat lunch. But even the exercises make me feel so good that I'm not even hungry then. But eat twice a day. But you can eat only once a day. Yeah. And if you, a 500-pound individual, one didn't eat for a year and you're still alive. Because his weight came down because his body was living off the fat. So here's a couple other books I'm going to recommend to you. Dr. Jason Fung, excuse me, something must be in the air. Maybe the pharmaceutical companies are spraying something into my room. Dr. Jason Fung, F-U-N-G, he is from well, anyway, he's from Canada, and he was a kidney doctor. Then he noticed most of the people with kidney disease were diabetics. So he decided to become a diabetic doctor. Now he's extremely knowledgeable. He's on the internet, YouTube, you can find him everywhere. He's written Fong's Diabetes Code, Cancer Code, Obesity Code. Believe me, they are fantastic books to read. And here's one on diabetes, Prevent and Reverse Diabetes. I encourage you to read that and watch a lot of YouTube shows. YouTube, Jason Fong, bang, one show after another, and they're excellent because you want to know some detail. Now, what's keto? K-E-T-O. What is keto? Keto nutrition is based on little molecules made by the liver. Let me give you an example. We have glucose, that's energy. They're a little bigger. If you don't eat, the insulin goes down, the glucose goes down, the fat cells open up, the fat cells get transported to the liver and turned into ketones, energy molecules, smaller but higher energy than sugar. The brain can use them, the liver can use them, the heart can use them, the kidneys can use them, your muscles can use them, and since your brain can use them, they make you feel good, more energetic. So through fasting, and fasting, goes back in history, thousands of years, but we don't make it complicated. We don't say don't eat for a week, or I don't eat on Saturdays like some religions, and that's all fine. I don't disagree with any of that. But 16-8 is mean you don't eat for 16 hours, depending on your work schedule, but I eat at noon and at 6. If you make that first meal a bit of protein, say eggs, good protein, some good fats. Remember the food pyramid I'm talking to you about, 60, 70% good fats, guacamole, olives, for example. And you eat those, your diabetes will go quickly into a normal weight. That's what I do. 135 pounds today, no illness, no pills, nothing. Saving the money because I'm not spending anything. And I'm 88 years old. What does that mean? I don't know, but that's a bad idea. I have no dental disease, for example, either. So eating the right food is important. Incidentally, brush your teeth at least twice a day and floss, and you gargle with something, because a lot of illnesses we have are related to dental disease. That's all written up very well in a book by Weston Price, P-R-I-C-E, a book on the internet or the library. Excellent book to read. So say lastly now, suppose you want to know more about keto. Here's a book by Susan Ryan, Susan Ryan, Simply Keto. I tell you, that may be the best book you could read. Yeah. She was way overweight. Remember, it's not just for overweight people, because what I like about her book, that she has the recipes and pictures of them right in the book. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But remember, if you want to go 16-8, just don't have her breakfast, or have her breakfast for lunch. Okay, whatever. But what I like about her book, the first 70 pages or so, she describes the science of what she's teaching. I was teaching to get rid of diabetes to a local church, and I had about 15 people sitting there, and they all looked a little unhealthy. Remember, I said, thin people can be diabetic too. Get your blood tested. You're not what you look like. You are your blood test. serum insulin and blood sugar. Do that. And because the complications of diabetes are occurring even in thin people while they're having no symptoms, feeling good. That's been well proven. They proved it in wars, Vienna, Korea, the autopsy, the people that died from injuries. And they found the Americans with no symptoms had vascular disease, a high percentage. They were bad eggs. Yes, they didn't know it. We doctors didn't tell them. The government doesn't demand testing. They should. So she explains keto. Remember, that's a high energy dense molecule. Your brain loves them. Your brain can work on it, and explains it, and it tells you what foods that are good to eat, and she explains the glycemic index and the good herbs and the very detailed, but then she goes through the recipes. Here, for example, I have it often for breakfast, a good fat guacamole, and she has pictures of the dish. Okay, and then she will tell you how many calories are in that dish, how much protein, how much carbs. Yes. Remember, I want you to eat a high good fat, 20% protein, not so much fruit. Fruit has in it a tremendous amount of glucose. Some is fine. We need some of the nutrients and chemicals in there, but not as much as they have led you to believe. There's a book out called The Plant-Based Con. Read that. Plants are fine. Oh, just eat plants. Well, it's actually not true. No B12 in plants, things like that. So read a little bit. And how wonderful this looks. I'm hungry. Geez, that really looks beautiful picture. And very satisfying. And the 2 avocados, and this serves 4 servings. So this bowl is not just for one. And it lists the ingredients and then tells the amount of fat, protein, calories in there. And if you're overweight, especially, I highly encourage you. So that 15 people that I told to get this book, then I found it online. I go to Amazon Books, simply Keto Susan Ryan, and find out a used copy, which were all in excellent condition. I bought for $5. And I gave them to the scoop for free. And I saw one of them recently walking down the street downtown Fort Wayne, and she was ecstatic. She lost 30 pounds and said, "Look at me, I'm looking so much better. My diabetes is gone. I'm off my pills." That's what she said. Yeah. How do you think I felt? Maybe that's the reason I didn't move to Florida, where I had a place. Decided to stay here in Fort Wayne. We're walking on the street. People walk up to me all the time. I get rid of my diabetes. That happens to me almost every day. If you go to see your doctor the majority of the time, here's your prescription. You go see me, you get educated. Some need prescriptions, no doubt about it. But the majority can get rid of their diabetes. Get informed. Don't be closed-minded. Pharmaceutical companies, industry, government have captured your brain. But I'm taking them on. I want you to get rid of your diabetes. So I think it's simply a keto book, and the recipes in there out of this world. And I didn't say you had to limit the amount that you even ate. Yes, because you're eating the right food. In that period that you're fasting, incidentally, which is a quicker way for this to work. 3 meals a day will be fine. But if you're fasting, it's quicker. And when you're fasting, your body is undergoing autophagia, where it's repairing, getting rid of some damaged cells, repairing some cells, forming new structures. So your body is fixing itself while you're not eating. That's why fasting works. And remember, you are not generally hungry when that occurs. Your body secretes about 5 hormones, which keep your blood sugar like this. When your blood sugar is like this, you're feeling good. Incidentally, if you're clearly diabetic, I would get one of these Lifestyle Libra, one of these things you attach to your skin. You put them in, it doesn't hurt, but it will tell you if you eat a certain food, what the blood sugar level is, or the amount that you ate. Check it an hour later and you find out, oh, blood sugar is 250, this food is not good for me. That's helpful. It's an emergency tool. If the blood sugar goes way down because you put in too much insulin, if you're type 1 diabetic, you're not feeling right, that will tell you, oh, it's 40, well, 30. You know to eat some sugar cube or something. So I think I highly recommend them. So what I am saying about type 2 diabetes, it's an epidemic across the world. It's a pandemic, locally an epidemic, but it can be prevented. It could be reversed. Our medical group, unfortunately, has not been educated that way because they don't make extra money instead of writing you a prescription. But but the hospital system has it set up that you almost are limited in getting rid of the disease. You got to step up yourself, do some reading, look at YouTube, and when you look at all these books, and Susan Ryan, incidentally, also, as well as Jen Unwin, have teach you the psychology of eating. Susan Ryan's Keto Karma, K-A-R-M-A, that's one of her YouTube shows. So look at the YouTube shows with Dr. David Unwin, Jen Unwin, and Susan Ryan, and mine. I've got 700 YouTube shows there, not just on diabetes, but on other subjects too. And you get a lot of education for free. Why am I doing this? Because I care about you. I love you. I'm a doctor. This is what I should be doing. And if you see me, you can talk to me, email me, and even I think I could arrange some FaceTime can be arranged because this is what brings joy to my life, that you're getting well. Besides, I need some people when I'm 100 to play pickleball with. And if you're not around, let's do it. What's my relaxing exercise I do every day at a gym that's where I live? I moved downtown Fort Wayne, so I'm part of the Riverside Apartments. And there's a room there where you can close the door and I play music and tap dance and sing songs. So you got to be happy too, and it makes me feel good. Coming down here doing a TV show to help you makes me feel even better. I love you. See you next time, and look at these books on our other website. See you next time.